All right. Looks like we got a little something going on. Kind of looks like we know what we're doing now. Welcome, everybody. My name is Matthew Gonzalez, and you are watching IPJ The Podcast. I'm trying to look at the wrong cameras. I got like several cameras going on right now because I've been testing all kinds of stuff all day today, and finally got through it. I think I kind of understand what's going on now. Just so catch up a few of you folks, we were recently privy to a new computer system with, a much better graphics card and CPU, which was the biggest problem for streaming over the web. And it was getting really dirty. I mean, pixelated and all kinds of craziness. And then when I went to go use my normal go-to camera, my professional rig, she wasn't syncing up with the new system. She was having some difficulties here and there. It looked pretty good sometimes, and other times it didn't. So I finally got through that, but you can hear that wind blowing down from my screen there. Oh, looks like my friend and cohort or companion in crime is ready to join me. So everybody, welcome the one and only Miss Tammy Toffanelli. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Looks like you got all the kinks worked out.
I think so. I had to bring up your sound there too for a moment. So I think we got it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what do you think of the new look here?
I love it. Purple is my favorite color, so I am totally good with it.
Awesome. And I had to switch out cameras, going with a web camera, Logitech right now. I used to use my professional high-end, camera that I use for TV commercial work, but it was not working out well with this system. Give me a second. I'm going to turn down my fan here. It's blowing like crazy.
You look like you're outside.
Right? Yeah, I got a hurricane blowing up here. Okay, so that's better. Oh yeah, much better. You don't hear the whole. So how have you been?
I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything exciting happening?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I bought a house in Tennessee, so getting ready to go fix it up and flip it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So gonna fix it up and flip it. Wow, you're gonna be doing some work.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, for the most part, the people that I bought it from or that we're buying it from had done most of the work to it already, and so we're just gonna do some upgrades, install some ceiling fans, do new cabinets and countertops, some, rip out the carpet and do continuous flooring throughout, just little things like that.
All that stuff you have to do to make it home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good for you. That's, in this day and time, finding a place to call home these days is getting very difficult. And
Yep.
So looks like you lucked out.
I really did. It just kind of like, I didn't go out to Tennessee on vacation to intentionally find a house to buy. Like, it literally just kind of fell into my lap and I couldn't pass it up. So
Nice. Well, that's a good thing. Hopefully it didn't fall too hard because, it's a big, huge. Wait,
like
anyways.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, right.
Witch is dead.
Oh, no. They got the Good Witch of the West, right? Wasn't it the Good Witch of the West? I always wondered why the Good Witch was in the West. Was it because that's like the ocean side?
Maybe it's because the western states are so corrupt that they needed something good to rely on.
I gotta get one of those. Do I have one of those? Oh no, that's a bomb sound. Did you hear that one? Oh. Hear that rumbling? Oh, that's cool. One more time. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh. You know who I still got though, right?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh God, I still got him. Yeah, he's there and ready to go when I need him. And then I got that one, and then the wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Yes, good stuff. Ready to roll. Anyways, so before we get off into just having too much fun, we got to take care of some business, right?
Yep.
Shut up, doggies. Okay, so why don't we start off with what's been going on with the Cole case?
Sure.
Ronnie Cole. I keep saying Ronnie J. I want to say Ronnie James Dio. I'm so used to Ronnie James Dio. I'm sorry about that.
That's
But
all right.
Ronnie Cole, your cousin.
Yep, and you're close. It's Ronnie Ray Cole. So, I mean, so I do have some movement. I did get a call from the expert witness, i.e. forensic pathologist, today, as a matter of fact. And they actually took the case on their desk yesterday. It's been kind of slow to move because they've had some emergency cases come in. And I told them I wasn't in a huge rush, but I didn't want to wait 6 months for it either. So there is movement on that. It is on the forensic pathologist's desk right now. They are looking at it. They are compiling their reports over the next, few days. And the only downfall to this is that it starts at $1,500. We are at $430 right now.
Okay.
And so I really need the love and support, of our viewers and, family, friends, whoever, to be able to pay for this, because if I can't get the funds together, then I can't obtain the report and I can't move further into Ronnie's case and get it, in front of the correct people and file the correct reports that need to be done. And, so I'm really asking everybody to come together right now, including my Cole family. There's been a couple people from the Cole family that have shared it or have even donated. But the rest of the Cole family is just kind of sitting stagnant with it. And I really, really am calling out to them for their help right now, because we need this. We definitely need this. This will be the straw that breaks the camel's back with Ronnie's case.
And what are they, what is the, it's GoFundMe.com/ do you remember?
If you just look up Justice for Ronnie Cole, I think is the name of it.
Justice for Ronnie Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me just check that real quick. Just want to get up the lower third while we're here. So you have, we've been able to raise, you said, $430 so far.
Yes,
and then
sir.
how much, so we need another 1,030 or 1,070, right?
Yep.
1,070. So, I mean, we can do that. That's not a problem. Our viewers, our listeners are capable and willing and able to give what they can to help for justice. If it's $1, $5, $10, $20, $100, oh gosh, all the way to whatever you can help, it all is well worth it, and it is so very much appreciated, correct?
Yep, absolutely. And I will post the copy of the receipt for everybody to see when it's all paid for. You guys will all be able to have access to that certified second opinion autopsy report to see what you helped, bring. And you obviously will have front row seats to the case progression and what's been filed and where we're at with everything. So,
yeah, and the other thing to mention as well, there we go right now. It's Donate Now there, and you have the web address right there. And the other thing to remember too is that by gathering together, banding together, we can get things done. When you have one family that just necessarily can't, doesn't have the expenditures to hire attorneys or hire investigators or hire a second autopsy, that's when we need to band together as a tribe, as a community, to come together and fund this. This is really, really important. And some great and beautiful people have stood up and helped and donated that we want to give a shout out to, including Rodney Cole. Rodney Cole stepped up with a big $50 donation last month. Jennifer Johnson, wow.
Yep.
She stepped up to the plate with $25. Gotta love that. Who else we got in here?
Delana K. She donated $55.
What was that name? I'm sorry.
Delana K. She Delana was Ronnie's girlfriend at the time, and
yes.
Yep, and she donated $55 to the cause.
Beautiful angel, by the way, and
yes.
she stepped up to the plate bigly. So people, if us poor folk can do it, you poor folk can do it too, right? So
yes.
If you're poorer than me, because I'm pretty poor, then you ain't got to give the $25 I gave or the $10 that somebody else gave that was a little poorer than me. Give the $5. It's okay. Hey, it helps so much. So please think and consider about that extra $5 you might have just sitting in that account, that extra 10 or more. And donate. Go to the GoFundMe site that you see there now, /F/help bring-justice for Ronnie Go. I think I missed a dash, but yeah. So once we get the autopsy report done, though, it also helps with other families because we have other families waiting in the wings. Linda Burkhart, for one, yep. She's waiting in the wings with her family. That we need to get that whole investigation done. We need an attorney, actually, an investigator, not an attorney. We need a private investigator to step into that role for there too. So please, if you can help us out, we'd really appreciate it. Anything over the $1,500, we can look towards donating into an attorney account or an investigator's account for the Cole family to continue their process, and then hopefully soon we can get the GoFundMe account going for the Burkhart family and get their process started. So, Linda, if you hear this, please reach out to me or any of the other family members. Love to talk to you and get that going.
Yep.
Okay, so some other good stuff. Well, I can't really say good stuff. It's not good stuff.
No.
But it's good in a certain way that it's bringing light to a very dark tunnel.
I will say it's awakening. Things are starting to, there are people that are starting to get woke, so to speak. And I think it's, even though it's been detrimental to a community, it's also been a very positive, influential thing going on. So,
yeah, I agree with you. But at the same time, it really kind of, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because you never, even though these things are checked out and researched and we look into them and we talk to people and we get 2-3 people to confirm things, when we put it out there, and it's difficult because it affects the community. We understand this. We know that. But we look at it this way. Either we can affect the community now this way and get it washed out and cleaned up and moving forward in a positive way.
Yep.
Or we keep living the lie.
Yeah, and how many more people will die? How many more people will get hurt or injured or their land taken out from underneath them if it's not brought to light now and we wait later, and as investigative journalists, it's not in our nature to sit on things that we know can make a positive impact on a community.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got to start today. We can't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow might just be too late.
Yep.
Anyway, so moving on to what was going on in Mariposa County. As you guys know, there was a shooting the past weekend. I believe 3 people were hit. 1 has expired and 2 were wounded. Have we gotten any other information regarding this case? Have you heard anything else?
I have not heard anything else. I have tried to find information. I did get into contact with somebody that knows somebody that works at the hospital. But unfortunately, the person who works at the hospital was not willing to even say whether the injured parties were male or female. So everybody that I've run into is very tight-lipped about this for some reason or another. However, I did go on to Jeremy Breeze's little sheriff's office corner thing that he does live on Facebook once a week. And he did say on there that they are really cracking down on the illegal grows right now, and that they have bagged, I think he said something like 20 illegal grows so far, and that they have put through, I'm only saying this because it ties into what we're getting ready to talk about, he has put them through the district attorney's office for prosecution.
And he specifically mentioned that aspect of it, huh? That he's putting it through to the district attorney for prosecution.
Yes, he did. He specifically said that.
I see you smiling there. You want to tell us why you got a little hint on your face of something going on there?
Well, it's because I'm pretty sure that when things are sent to the district attorney's office in Mariposa County, that there's a little snake in the hole that's not allowing District Attorney Wall to receive these to put them up for prosecution, that they are just kind of being pushed through to another county to basically be shit canned, round filed, however you want to call it, so nobody ever even knows they exist.
Gotcha. Excuse me. We do have some updated information in regards to the individual who was shot and killed. I'm going to bring that image in now. So this is what we have here, Tammy, is the person who is currently identified as a suspect in the Mariposa marijuana grow shooting. This is as of July 15th, 2021. And it's basically saying that the Mariposa County Sheriff's Office has released the name of the person that was shot and killed in what deputies called a cartel marijuana grow shooting. Deputies said Abel Alvarez, 44 of Modesto, was shot and killed after a fight between illegal marijuana grows in Mariposa County Saturday evening. Detectives said the incident occurred in the Stumpfield Mountain road area. Miguel Alcazar, also known as Marco Jimenez, 50 of Modesto, was arrested on homicide charges and booked into the Mariposa County Adult Detention Facility after being released from the hospital. So he's one of the two that was shot. Alcazar was driven by his girlfriend to an area hospital for his gunshot wounds, authorities said. Investigators say this is the second incident at an illegal grow in the area where weapons have been involved.
So I just want to say something on this, if I may.
Yeah, of course. This is your show.
When I was watching the sheriff's little live feed today, there was a gentleman that came on, and I'm not going to call him out. He knows, if he's watching this, he knows exactly who he is. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be watching this, if not right now live. He will be watching it later on in a rewatch. But he said that he basically kind of bashed the IPJ, the podcast, YouTube, and all that for basically having a hard-on for Mariposa. So I want to touch on this for a second, because as I recall, months and months back, we had discovered that there were three main cartels that were running Mariposa County. One of them being the Mexican cartel, one of them being Hells Angels, and another one being the Chinese Mafia. So now people want to badger us for this, and they specifically wanted to badger us mostly back then when we first uncovered these things. But look at what's happening. How can you deny these facts that we are showing you, that there are three cartels? There was a cartel shootout. Somebody lost their life. We screamed months ago, even on Jeremy Breeze's live feed, even in the Board of Supervisors meetings, that there are several illegal grows. We put it up on our channel with screenshots of showing you where these illegal grows are, proving without a doubt that there are illegal grows going on up there. People laughed at us. People said, oh, no, especially the sheriff's department. Now look at this news article. Right above Oakhurst, a shootout between two rival cartels over illegal grows. Somebody lost their life. 2 people wound up wounded. So I leave you with this question.
If you would have opened your eyes and your ears to us prior, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, when we first started bringing this to light in Mariposa County, do you still believe that you would still be in the same situation? Or do you believe that as a community, you guys could have come together and maybe help put a stop to this before it got out of hand? Because I'll tell you what, cartels will not stop at one person losing their life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Well, very well put. And you know the answer to it. They know the answer to it. The communities know the answer to it. If they want crime to stop in their communities, they get very proactive and they talk to the media. If the cops aren't listening and the cops aren't doing anything, they start talking to the media and they start telling them the truth. They start, giving information that can help expose the lack of enforcement.
Yep.
And lack of protection. And that's where we're at right now. It's appalling to me that we have people, and I know I'm going to get into trouble with this one. It's appalling to me that we have people hired that wear badges who, really don't seem to give a damn 2 cents about the whole thing. Oh, geez, I hit the trace. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Look over here. Oh, wow. Look at there. Wow. I'm doing all kinds of fun stuff here. Okay, back to there. But, they wear the badges and they take the oath of office and then they abuse it. And it blows my mind that the people don't hold them accountable.
See, this is the part where we need to take off of that YouTube video, the guy that goes around exercising the First Amendment rights and doing his little, at the police departments and stuff like that, where he went to the Mariposa County Sheriff's Office and he encountered Sheriff Totten. And he asked Totten, "Are you trying to intimidate me?" And Totten goes, "No. Are you trying to intimidate me?"
Right. Yeah. Oh boy.
We could replay, like if we could just take that little snippet and replay it like in situations like this.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey, I'll have to do that. I'll have to grab a little piece of that and probably a guy get mad at me and sue me. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do that. Everybody's too happy.
That's all I need. So basically when this story first broke, though, we were getting information that there was possibly 2 females that were wounded. In this story, it's kind of odd again that the sheriffs are not releasing the full details to the public. In this specific story here, it names 2 gentlemen who were shot, one expiring and the other being injured and having been driven to a hospital by his girlfriend. So, I mean, was his girlfriend wounded? Who was the second person that the sheriff's department said was wounded in the shooting? So it's kind of interesting. Looking for Mr. Jimenez online. I don't see anything that really stands out. Typically, most cartel cats aren't hanging out on Facebook and shit either. So, so interesting.
Yep, it's interesting.
I wish they would be just forthcoming with the public, though, and we shouldn't have to wish for this either. It is our right to public information. That public information helps us, the public, understand the dangers that are around us during the time of an incident or after an incident. We're aware of things, and that is what is most important to keep a community safe. And I don't think the I don't think the Mariposa sheriffs are adhering to that at all. Also, I was going to get to, and I got kind of off in my own world there. So we had some early reporting about 2 of the victims being a female. When these stories first break, we get a lot of information. And if you've seen in the story too, we put it in there that it's alleged that there was 2 people that were female. We don't know. And we even put in that story that it is unconfirmed information because it was not confirmed at the time. But we thought it most important to get out information to the public that may be able to help fuel more information, the actual information. And that's what actually ended up happening was a couple of sources that are big fans of ours and who are also involved up there in Mariposa were able to reach out and confirm actual details to us. So that's something that I want to talk to you guys about real quick, and that is that the fact that the owner of this property, where these guys, this guy's face looks so freaking familiar. I'm looking at his face, and it's just so familiar to me for some reason. Is his name Abel Alvarez? Seems like he's been busted before or something in Merced, or maybe I've done a story on him or something. But anyways, the guy that they were growing weed on. Now we told you guys, remember, Tammy, we'd told people that cartels were paying people, and if they didn't accept the money, they'd do other things to them if they wanted that land to grow on.
Yep.
And well, this was apparently one of those properties that the cartel was paying a guy a very nice sum of money every month, from what I understand, to grow marijuana on the land there. Now, the land, get this, Tammy, is apparently owned by a high-ranking military officer. I'm still trying to get his name off of the property, but it's a high-ranking military officer with a high-security clearance. Wait a minute. I have that incorrect. I had high-ranking. It's a military officer with a high-security clearance. That's what it is. Sorry. Got to get that straight, because I don't know if he's high-ranking or not, but we do know that he is a military officer, and we do know that he has a high-security clearance within the National Security Agency. Yep. Now, what that means is like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? Well, that basically means is that this guy could be involved with a cartel some way, possibly selling. Am I getting me back? Yeah, I can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I was getting a bounce back on me. Okay. So basically he was possibly involved with the cartel, or he didn't have any idea, because apparently his brother was looking after the land, and his brother apparently was making money off the cartel and didn't tell his brother, who is the military man with the security clearance in Mariposa, who owns the land. And so his brother might have just caused major issues, not only for his own brother, but for the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department, Tammy.
It's about time.
And why would this whole situation cause any problem for the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department?
Well, if my military background and experience would be, because he is an officer, which typically does mean he's high ranking in the military, as far as he could be a general, he could be a colonel, he could be, there's all different types of rankings that he could be. So if his brother was in cahoots with the cartel, using this high-ranking military officer's, property, because he is in the military, he is a military member and an officer nonetheless, that means that somebody like JAG might get involved, or...
Did you say JAG? JAG? Did you say JAG? That's the ones where the guy's like, you can't handle the truth. Yeah. And those are JAG attorneys.
Yep, pretty much.
And investigators. That's you know the movie I'm talking about.
I do. And there's also a show called JAG as well, where it's...
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's basically like the military's version of the FBI.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it is federal, it is governmental, and they are fucked.
Oh, that one got me. Well, the other thing is too is that because the property is owned by this guy with security clearance, according to sources, we've been able to confirm that the property has been raided before. The one where they were growing the illegal grow, the cartel. The property was raided before, and allegedly a couple of different times over the course of a couple of years here. And instead of turning over the information for prosecution to the district attorney's office, which is standard procedure, the sheriff's department decided not to do that. So you either are taking a little, kick on the side to not do your job, or you're being told by a higher, source like the sheriff himself to don't worry about it. Just send me all the reports. And then that person is getting his own personal kick out of the whole thing. So it's hard to know for sure. I suspect that everybody has their hand in the cookie jar.
That's what I suspect. I think everybody's got a hand in it. Everybody. And I seem to recall, didn't you send me something yesterday that was public information that the sheriff had an agreement or something like that?
Yeah, I should have been better prepared for this, huh? But yes. There is a contract between the district attorney's office and the Mariposa County, and it's basically an agreement that states that the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department will eradicate illegal grows. Now, in Mariposa, it's very important for people to understand, because I think this gets mixed up a lot. And the sheriff is the one that mixes it up a lot. He's the one that literally says he doesn't go after marijuana grows because it's not really illegal. It's so. But what you got to understand is in Mariposa County, it's very fucking illegal. And I emphasize on the fucking part. It's very fucking illegal. Okay. And the reason being is because the people in Mariposa decided they were sick of these cartels years before this. We're talking about 80s, 90s. It's been happening for decades, and they are so sick of it that they passed ordinances to ban large scale commercial grows.
Yep.
Okay, and you can't even get a car or a permit to grow for another patient, and another patient to claim that that's how I have 1,000 plants, because I'm growing for all these people. Mm-hmm. You can't even do that there. It's a private small grow, and that's it. If anything, it's like 6 plants or less. It's very limited. You cannot grow commercially.
Wasn't the agreement between the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department, wasn't that eradicated in 2019?
2020 was the last agreement that I saw that was signed, and that goes from 2020 through 2021.
Yep.
So the next one should be coming up and signed accordingly. Now, we might have some issues here because the Sheriff's Department has not been doing what it was supposed to be doing based on this agreement between themselves and the district or the Drug Enforcement Agency. Sorry, I got to get something to drink here.
That's all right.
Just gotta get the old handy coffee. And basically, the agreement, because they violated that agreement, there's $70,000, I believe, they were allocated to help with, as well as other monies for other expenditures. But they violated that agreement. So because they violated that agreement, somebody's got to be held accountable. Now, when the district attorney in Merced named Gordon Spencer, who was the district attorney before District Attorney Larry Morris was appointed by him, former district attorney Gordon Spencer had kind of a same issue. He had been allocated monies through an agreement with a federal agency. It was a grant program. He'd been allocated money to buy an SUV for investigations out of the district attorney's office. So district attorney's investigators could use this SUV to drive around and do their investigations. So people kind of understand when the sheriff's department gets a case, they go out, they do their initial investigation, do all the reports, collect evidence, everything else. They take all that, they turn it over to the district attorney's office for prosecution. The district attorney's office doesn't immediately prosecute. They don't immediately kick in to start prosecuting. If there's enough there, then of course they'll go into the preliminary hearing and bind you over and try to keep you in jail while they do their the rest of their investigations. But they investigate even further to ensure that they lock in the case solid and prosecute people. So with that being said, the district attorney used the funds that he was given for that vehicle to basically use the vehicle for himself. So he was out, on his own business, doing his own thing, going,
he was showing up to the bar and saying, "Where's the beer and the bitches?"
And it's so funny that you would say that because, he showed up one night at the Mariposa County Golf Club out there, and he was serving alcohol to a bunch of partiers and revelers during a function they were having out there. And one of those people he ended up serving multiple drinks to was an underage gentleman who I believe was about 18 years old. And the worst part about it was the guy ended up walking home from the Merced Country Golf Club. Now, if you know where this is at, it is dark, pitch black. It's in the middle of the boonies. There's no street lamps, no nothing running out there. It's dark. And somebody hit the guy and killed him. And so he passed away. And the district attorney got into all kinds of problems after that with the money issue, with the grant program. So it's kind of a similar thing with this because the DEA has written up an agreement with the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department to eradicate illegal grows. They didn't say, eradicate, XYZ grow. They want them to eradicate all illegal grows.
Yep.
And apparently the sheriff's department didn't live up to that agreement, and Jag is probably going to want to ask this question, why didn't you inform the property owner that you had busted cartels or a cartel growing marijuana on your property, on his property? Why didn't you tell him? And their excuse is going to be what? I mean, we're talking not just once, but multiple times. There is no excuse. They're screwed. Screwed, blued, and tattooed. Are you making dinner?
No, I'm actually putting some fresh bedding in my guinea pig's cage.
Aw, very cool.
Yep. She's a good little guinea pig.
Nice. Do you use the that volcano sand stuff for them, or is that chinchillas?
That's chinchillas.
Yeah, okay.
I use it's like a she gets a combination of like this paper bedding stuff and Timothy hay. So it's like I don't know if you can see it there, but it's like a blue and white paper bedding.
Oh, yeah.
That she gets.
Very cool.
Yep.
So I think you're right. I think the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department is about to get their ass delivered to them finally. I don't talk broad blanket about law enforcement. There are way more good and honest cops out there. I know this for a fact.
Just not in Mariposa.
I swear there is a couple of officers even in Mariposa that are just itching to come forth, and hey, I'm here.
I will say I am partial to Sergeant Bobman. Okay. I am partial to Sergeant Bobman. He's probably the only one that I am partial to. So
Gotcha. And he's the one you've been dealing with in regards to your cousin case,
Yes,
right?
he has been very helpful. He's have been very eager to talk to me whenever I have questions, concerns. He's been very informational. And yeah, so I have not, he seems, now let me say this loosely.
Uh-huh.
He seems very eager to assist, and doesn't really seem to be the type of guy that really cares about what the other deputies are doing.
Yeah.
So, he's probably one of the only ones.
Yeah. And that might be just way too unfortunate because we need more deputies to really stand up there in Mariposa and decide that enough is enough. I mean, when your own department it literally murders one of their own, and they continue to have these issues of criminal conduct. And we know this there is no, oh, you're just mad at the sheriff. I don't even know the guy personally. I've never met him, but I know of him from people inside who know him very well. And I know for a fact that he's not on the up and up.
Right.
And this shows it. This shows plain and clear this case.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty wild stuff. And so again, and one other thing I want to touch on as far as Mariposa goes, the DA up there. I want to give him kudos.
Wall.
And yeah, Wall. I'm going to give him kudos. I don't know him either very well. I know the guy before him, Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook was the one that put me in prison for using my brother's 10-speed bicycle. Yeah, that's a whole nother one that we can go through. And my brother was even dumbfounded. He came back to the States from Japan and is like, what is my brother doing in prison for my bicycle? Why didn't you guys just freaking call me? Anyways.
So they got you for grand theft, didn't they?
Grand larceny.
Grand larceny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they said it was grand larceny, and I was just a horrible person because I just had a baby girl, and I would just got a brand new job at Burger King, and I'd been working there for about a month or so, and riding home from my job, after a long day in my Burger King outfit on the bicycle, and yeah, detectives arrest me because I'm just, got to get off the street. So my daughter grew up without her daddy for the first couple of years of her life.
Wow.
But on the good note, though, I did get to write some music with Ike Turner. So.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we were in prison together. Yeah.
There's not too many people that could say I was in prison with Ike Turner.
I think there was a couple of thousand that could. I don't know.
My grandpa was in prison with Charles Manson.
Oh, geez. See, that's a scary one.
Yeah.
I never met Charles Manson, but I did meet Tex Watson as we were at the same prison together. And wow. Texas, right? He was the main one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, creepy guy, to say the least.
That's
Real
what
nice,
my grandpa
though.
said. My grandpa said the same thing about Charles Manson. He was super creepy, but pretty much kept to himself. And I mean, they didn't really let him out with Gen Pop, obviously. Mm-hmm. But when he did get out, it was in small population, and he just really stuck to himself. He didn't talk to anybody. My grandpa said he was the weirdest cat he ever met.
Yeah. Yeah, prison itself is just the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I've experienced some weird stuff. But I mean, just when I first went in, and I was going through the first, initial getting your cell and everything else, I meet a guy who just got off death row.
Oh.
And he'd been on death row for 20-something years or what have you. And he was just so happy that he could walk out of his cell to go to chow. And it was like such a huge deal for him that, when I first met him, it was, like he'd just gotten out of, doing,
Right.
life. And so he had a chance of, eventually, and he was, no, I say life, death. He was on death row. What am I saying? Life. He was on death row and he was confined 24 hours or 23 hours a day. And he got switched to life and he was so happy that he had gotten life. I was just like, wow, it's just crazy that, he could be so excited about, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But I guess, not having an execution hanging over your head is a much better thing. Oh, yeah. Well, you might have to, is that you? Let me just see. Let's see. Yeah, that's you.
Whoa.
We're picking up, you're picking up aliens. You're picking up aliens. Oh, that's cool.
I think our next one.
Yeah, no, you're
ghost story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next one, we're gonna have to do that. Okay, your stream came up back again. Oh.
What the heck is going on with the audio?
I don't know. It's definitely coming from your phone though, from your connection. But it's showing you got a good connection here. But I keep seeing you pause and then you go back and then you pause and then we get some weird audio. Huh? That's just odd. Weird, wacky. Yeah. See your pause now. Oh, there. She just left me. Well, it's getting kind of late anyways. We might have to go ahead and call it a day. You can see down below, donate now. We're still trying to raise funds to get the autopsy report done for Ronnie. We've raised close to $500 so far. We're still looking to raise another $1,030. So every donation you might be able to help us with goes a long way to get that done. What are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to get the another autopsy done. Basically, they're going to review the autopsy that was done in regards to Ronnie Cole, a 19-year-old who was allegedly murdered in Mariposa County. The original case stated that he drowned accidentally, but there was no liquid found in his lungs. And the manner that his body was found is very inconsistent with a drowning death in a river, raging river, in fact. And the way it seems is that he was killed before. His body was kept in a cold storage. And after the search was over, his body was later dumped into the river, where it was later found by Ronnie's uncle, actually, because the cops just gave up looking. And his uncle Jesse, I believe his name was, found. So we're trying to get this money raised up to be able to get this autopsy done, this new autopsy done. Once that's done, it'll be proof positive, and the sheriff's department will have no other choice but to reopen the case and to start prosecuting those who were responsible for the death of Ronnie Cole. I keep saying Ronnie James Dio. He was a great singer. I don't know if you guys know Ronnie James Dio, but man, my gosh, the guy was an amazing vocalist. Anyways, that's going to do it for IPJ The Podcast this evening. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. And thank you for putting up with all of our testing that we've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Like I said, whole new system now. You can see the stream is gorgeous. So everything is right now. We got it locked in. And it's even going to get a little better because, give it time. We put out a lot for all of this, so I got to recoup some of my expenditures, and then eventually I'll be able to get a nicer video camera. We'll see. So again, thank you for joining me. I'm Matthew Gonzalez, and you've been watching IPJ The Podcast. Really appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging with us. And hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be broadcasting again. It's going to be a 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. show. It might go later than that, of course, but 8 to 9 p.m. show. We'll be discussing a lot of the weekend review, things that have been happening in the past week in our triangle of corruption, from Yosemite all the way down into Fresno and all the way down on the other side in Modesto. So that's our triangle of corruption. So tune in tomorrow. Hope to see you then. And until next time, folks, please take care of yourselves and be safe.